This is Into Sports. I'm Evan, and the college football playoff is one day away. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my predictions. I'm going to give you some analysis, some breakdown. And should we jump right into the first game? This is at 4 o'clock. LSU, number 1 ranked, against Oklahoma, the 4th ranked team in the country. Let's start with the LSU offense against the Oklahoma defense. Then we need to address Oklahoma. 3 players suspended, including their team sack leader. So that's going to hurt them a little bit in the pass rush game. Now, Oklahoma defensively, last year in the Big 12, they were worst on defense. Now, they are first on defense. Now, Oklahoma's defense is good, not great. It's kind of in the middle of the pack for the upper echelon teams. And not phenomenal, but it's not going to be their true Achilles heel like it has been the last few years with Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray. Now, Joe Burrow, Heisman Trophy winner. He's the best college quarterback I've ever seen. 78% completion percentage. 4,715 yards in 13 games. 48 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Phenomenal. There's nothing else to say. And he's surrounded by great weapons with his wide receiver core and running back core. Great coaching staff. Just a phenomenal year for him. He should be the number 1 pick. Now, his wide receivers. Jamar Chase, his number 1 wide receiver. I expect him to see a lot of Parnell Motley, Oklahoma number 1 cornerback. This is a number 1 versus number 1 matchup. Motley, he always shadows the opposing number 1 receiver of the other team. But he's going to be able to stop Jamar Chase. 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns. Both first in the country. That should be a fun matchup on the outside. Now, also the other matchup I want to go into, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's questionable, the LSU running back. But if he plays, 6.5 yards per carry. Oklahoma, 45th ranked run defense on DVOA, Football Outsiders. So you can run on them. You definitely can, and I think that's the weakness of their defense. And LSU, a big offensive line, a big running back. I think that we might see a little bit more power run game than we've seen traditionally from LSU, but ultimately they still want to be in the spread, 3 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers, and let Joe Burrow make plays. Now, I mentioned that Oklahoma doesn't have a lot of size defensively. What they do have is speed. They're a little bit undersized, but they're quick. They run from sideline to sideline, and versus LSU, that's how I prefer you to match up. LSU, they want to go spread offense, like I said. They just want to run all over. Speed, down the field, sideline to sideline. So I think Oklahoma matches up well in that aspect. Now, Oklahoma offense, Jalen Hurts, we know about him. 3,634 yards, 50 total touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 18 of the touchdowns on the ground with his legs. He's been here before in the college football playoff. Although he was benched at halftime in the championship game for Tua Tagovailoa. Now, he's not as good as Baker Mayfield or Kyler Murray. Not the thrower. He does a lot more with his legs, even more than Kyler, and we know he's a big-time runner. But Jalen Hurts is more of a power runner. Kyler Murray last year was more of a speed runner and a scrambler. I expect design runs for Jalen Hurts. I expect him to maybe carry the ball 15 times in this game. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But if he's going to throw it, it's going to be to CeeDee Lamb, his number 1 receiver. He's going to be a first-round pick this year in the NFL draft, and he's going to go up against a true freshman corner in Derek Stingley, who is also a first-round talent. And he can really play at the true freshman already, straight out of high school. CeeDee Lamb, 14 touchdowns, 21 yards per catch. His catches are more down the field. And what Oklahoma wants to do, they want to go use the run game, then they want to use play action and throw it deep to CeeDee Lamb. And man, can he make plays. Tremendous speed, great route runner, and yards after the catch this season. A little bit of a smaller guy, but his yards after, he's been running through people. Now, before I give you my score here, in the last month, I just want you to think about this. LSU, they've had awards. They've had Heisman Trophy speeches, Coach of the Year award for Ed Orgeron. And Oklahoma has been hearing about how much they're going to get destroyed by LSU. And they've had a month to think about this. I think they're going to come out very motivated, Oklahoma. So I think they can keep this a little bit close here. I'll take LSU 38-27, high-scoring game. We'll see another high-scoring game in the next game. So I'll take LSU by 11, high-scoring. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, Clemson. This is the game of the day. This is 8 o'clock. This is a better matchup to me. This should be very close. I think most people expect LSU to take care of their business in the 4 o'clock window. But really, pretty much public split opinion on this second game. Let's see what I have to say. Ohio State offense, Clemson defense. Justin Fields, 40 touchdowns, 1 interception. Does not turn the ball over. At the running back position, J.K. Dobbins, 1,829 yards and 6.5 yards per carry. In the last 3 games, he's had 36, 31, and 33 attempts. You know what that tells me? They want to lean on J.K. Dobbins in the run game. That's how they set up their vertical passing game, just like with Oklahoma. They want to lean on J.K. Dobbins to get it going on the ground. And if you want to attack Clemson, that's how you have to do it. Defensively, they're better pass defense than run defense. So you want to attack them on the ground. Now, after they grind it out with J.K. Dobbins a little bit, probably get him to 30 carries in this game. They're going to take downfield shots to Ben Victor, KJ Hill, and Chris Olave. Those are their downfield threats, their top 3 wide receivers. And I think they can do that with some success, although both of these teams defensively are very good, even though I think it's going to be high scoring, just because great offense beats great defense. Clemson offense, Ohio State defense. This is what I think is the best matchup in this game. We got Chase Young. We know about him as a pass rusher. He's going to be selected probably second in the NFL draft. Can Clemson contain him? Now, he's had no sacks in the last 2 games. But after the Penn State game, where he had 3 sacks, and they were not doubling and triple teaming him, they've changed doubling, tripling teaming him the last 2 games against Wisconsin and Michigan. But that frees up the rest of the defensive line to get pressure, to make plays, stopping in the run game. So even if he doesn't have a sack, he's still going to make a huge impact on this game. Now, Ohio State needs to get pressure on Trevor Lawrence. He hasn't seen a lot of pressure in his career, and I think that if you can get that pressure, that could be the key to beating Clemson. Now, Justin Ross, T. Higgins, Lawrence's top 2 wide receivers against Jeff Okudah and Damon Arnett. These are 4 first-round talents. They're going to all be going up against each other. This is going to be a very fun battle on the perimeter. Wide receiver cornerback matchup. I don't expect Okudah is the better corner. T. Higgins is more productive wide receiver. Justin Ross, I think he's 6'4". He's a vertical threat, but doesn't catch as many passes as T. Higgins. T. Higgins does it all. Deep game, shallow underneath. He's really a versatile wide receiver. You'll see him as a day 1 pick in the NFL draft next year. Also, Travis Etienne on the ground. Phenomenal running back for Clemson. We're seeing a lot of running backs in the great running backs in the college football playoff. Expect him to get it going on the ground, although it's going to be a little bit more tough sledding than he's accustomed to against ACC defenses, which are complete jokes. But ultimately in this game, I don't think Ohio State has seen a team that can match them athletically. And I think they see that in Clemson. So I'm going to take Clemson Tigers 38-34 in a high-scoring, highly entertaining shootout. So then I like a Clemson-LSU final. And also, for the LSU game, it is in the Superdome, which is a great stadium, by the way. So that's an advantage LSU in their home turf. And the championship game is also in the Superdome. So if it was to get to a Clemson-LSU final, I would take LSU by a field goal, playing at home in the Dome, even though that's not where they actually play. But in the same city, I would take LSU by a field goal. Anyway, if you did enjoy, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do. Dislike. I like LSU, and I like Clemson. And this should be a great day of college football. The 2-3 matchup of Clemson, Ohio State, that's the best game of the season. Anyway, I'm Hero 7. I'm out. Peace.